Welcome to Duckpin TV's coverage of the inaugural Preakness Classic Individual Finals. We are broadcasting from Mount Airy Lanes in Mount Airy, Maryland. My name is Pat Roof, and I'm joined by Billy Kuntz, Joe Rainier, and Jim Kaufman. Our match will feature Colton Gu versus Randy Farlow. This is a handicapped event, but our bowlers this evening are both carrying 141 averages and one century Right now, we'll turn over to Billy, Joe, Jim to give us some insight on the bowlers for the individual championship final. The bowling has started, and Colton Gu, as he's done in, I believe, at least one of his matches in this finals.
I think he's 3 for 3.
I think he's 3 for 3, starting with a strike.
I think he's 3 for 3 also.
Before Randy throws his ball, I just want to thank our generous sponsors for their support. Without them, great events like this would not be possible. Our bowlers and Duckpin TV are very grateful for their support.
And along with winning the championship of the singles division, winner is also going to receive 2 VIP passes to the Preakness Stakes and the Black Eyed Susan, courtesy of the Maryland Jockey Club. So thanks to Maryland Jockey Club for donating that wonderful prize to go along with the championship.
I think they actually, $650 value on those tickets. So
each.
They are up there.
Wow.
Yeah, I think.
To ride the horses?
Oh, well, we'll
No,
see.
but I
We'll
think
They
see.
might.
I think they get to meet the jockeys. Oh my! There you go.
In case the 7 was there, right? In case the 7 was there. Randy's just practicing. He gets that. If he gets that 6, 7, 10 split, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what we have here? You got Randy Farlow with a lot of experience. You got Colton Gu, a very young, confident bowler who has, as you will hear, the crowd behind him because he was born and raised in this bowling center. So this should be fun.
I believe one of the. Oh, go ahead, Jim. I'm
I was
sorry.
going to say both bowlers definitely have their own cheering section. It's going to be a boisterous crowd and 2 really good bowlers in our finals.
I know, Joe. You're like. I know you've watched a couple of games of this sport once or twice. You picked these guys from one of our first shows, I believe, the quarterfinal show. You kind of pulled them out of the hat. It wasn't by accident, was it?
No, you just look at the stroke and it holds up under pressure. And you see that. I mean, I've been watching this game. I don't know. I've been in the
15?
business. I've been in the business since '69. I've been bowling the Pro Tour since '69. And when you stand at that counter for over 40 years, you see a lot.
Yes, you do. And that's one of the first times Colton's going through the middle in the run he's had. But he's responded very well in the past attempts.
And you know that middle was probably caused by Randy going spare strike.
Just a little bit of extra adrenaline.
Yep.
Important though, right? He cleans up the 10.
yeah.
That's a huge 10 box.
It's important for the confidence and you keep on going. He hasn't thrown a bad ball. The middle is just a little bit of tough luck.
I think this game is going to be a matter of who blinks first. Colton didn't blink there. I mean, by holding his wood, I wouldn't, consider that a blink. I think the first missed break, the first, string of bad first balls, that could be the difference in a match like this. Just seeing how they thrown the ball and how they scored thus far, not just in this game, but in this singles format.
Oh, a lot of pins fell after the fact.
And even though Randy went spare strike, that strike is only 10.
Correct.
Until you roll those first
That's
2
far,
balls.
that's right.
I think Colton let that one go. He's thinking to himself, oh, no, not again. Then it broke in there. He probably would have taken the single pin or the 2-pinner, but then once it fell, absolutely that makes up for that rip the last frame.
You think, Billy, if we measured the speed, you would find that middle, that ball is thrown a couple mile an hour harder, just from the adrenaline. He got away with it.
And did Colton's strike do exactly what you said to Randy? Did he speed up his approach? Did he speed up his arm swing? Something happened. He didn't get it to the pocket that time.
Anxiety
Woke up the
there.
little guy. When he wakes up, he can be your best friend or your worst enemy.
It's just a matter of reaching out there and bringing this one back for him. He got a little loose on that first one.
And again, this is a handicapped event, but these gentlemen came in scratch.
Yep,
So
that
we were
worked out well.
Mano a mano.
What you see on that scoreboard is what you get.
Let me tell you, they both came in with 141 averages. I know for a fact, again, Randy only bowls tournaments now, so he can carry higher than that. Colton, I know, I think he told me he's bowling 2 leagues at Walkersville this year. He's carrying 147 one league, 149 in the other. They both carried well above 41 this weekend, so I fully expect this game to get over that number.
And they both 8 load, 10 box. So
Yep.
no harm, no foul on either of those.
And they've both marked 2 out of the first 3 frames. Colton currently has the advantage working on a strike, though.
Not much separating them right now, then.
Farlow taking a little bit extra time on this one, just a little.
Get the heart rate and the breathing right. He deserved that.
Probably
Yes.
thinking if that was lane 10, that wouldn't have went.
Now 7-8 again was staring at him in the face. He got the kick on the 8-pin, leave the single 7.
He's had a little trouble, if you remember, with that left side.
Yes.
Shooting at 7-pin.
He did go by it in the last semifinal match that he had.
Ball
And,
stayed on the lane.
It cost him a chance to eliminate Kruger earlier in that match. Doesn't miss it this time.
Short memory was to his advantage that time.
And he puts the pressure right back on Colton now.
He did. And you know what's impressive with Randy? If you watch his arm swing, you think that ball's going down there 50 mile an hour. But he's so under control with the speed of that ball as to the match of, if you watch his snap, I mean, there's a lot on that ball. Colton does the same thing.
What always got me about Colton is how he accelerates towards the line. He gets faster and faster, but it's not out of control fast. It's not too fast, and it's a consistent motion. So, it's the repetition of motion, I think, that makes both these guys so effective.
He also had a tough break for a second and got the extra pin to kick. So this match is like a mirror image. They're going back and forth. And he also converts, so
Tie game.
we got ourselves a tie game.
6-frame match.
Both bowlers right now are on pace to bowl 145, which is just about what you would expect. Maybe a little higher.
If I had to bet money, I'd say the winner of this game gets maybe a little bit above that, if not a fair amount above that. The way they're throwing the ball right now, nobody's blinking.
Just a sec.
Goose trying to get a pin to walk a long way across that lane.
Now, we're talking to the owner here, Joe. I'm a regular bowler here. I do not hit the button here when I have a spinner because you never know where it's going to go.
Well, it does 2 things. It gives you a few seconds to calm down.
Yep.
Take your time. Make sure you hit the single. So and you never know when that thing might walk.
That's what you call in the face on
Yeah.
that one.
Colton gets some good pace on the ball anyways, but when he leaves a single, I feel like he kicks it up a notch.
Well, these matches over the last few weeks, it amazes me. I've not seen really anyone, we hate this word, but buckle under the pressure.
Right.
I didn't want to say choke. We don't like that
No,
word.
no.
Well, most of the matches leading up to this finals have been decided in the 9th frame or later.
And the bowlers have performed.
Here's the first chance for Farlow to.
That's the blink.
He has to see if he's going to respond right away. He's certainly not in any kind of danger. It's early in the game, but he can't afford to let this box get into his head. He's gotta
Well,
just
the thing
move
here,
on.
he's got to hit what he's shooting at with both balls, just to maintain his confidence and maintain the wood.
Now, what's your approach on that second ball? You trying to make it, or are you trying just to play aside?
My approach is you hit the front pin and see what happens.
Yep.
You have to hit. You can't make it if you don't hit the front pin. It's nice to try to slide it, but we're just not quite that accurate.
And there is the first blink, if you will.
Absolutely.
That's a 7 box, and that's as good as another hit for Colton, the way he's throwing the ball right now.
The advantage has definitely turned. You know, Randy come out of the gate, and all the Colton just kept going along, and all of a sudden here we are.
This is when that little guy in your head starts to talk to you. You know, you just kind of flub that one up a little bit. You're bowling 2 frames at a time. You really can't have 2 hiccups in a row. You really got to come back here.
Right now, Goo's up 7 plus a ball, so.
Going through the middle, it's almost like running into a wall, especially on a mark, because you're giving away 2 frames, and you see the effect that it
Back
had.
to back, right through the middle.
Well, that one actually was off to the right.
Oh, that didn't hit
Yeah,
the head.
no, the head's been kicked out.
He's got the 1-6-10. And people think that this is very makeable, but you just missed what you were shooting at.
Yeah. So where's the mental
so you're
capacity?
Shoot at it again.
You gotta try again.
Exactly.
I missed it
You
then.
gotta
Why
hit
am I going to
even-
hit it now?
You got to hit it even better.
Now you have to hit half of it. Yeah, it's
That's what happens a lot
that
of
middle
times.
affected him.
So right now, Randy's. I think you should just get the two on the side.
Yes.
And move on.
Well, he may want to shoot the front one, even if he's given up a pin just as a practice ball, you know, to get back on the head pin. Oh, you were right. He shot it.
He went for the 2, got 1.
So if this were a boxing match, a 10-round match, Colton, they were even through 4. Colton won the 5th frame. He's got an opportunity to win the 6th round or frame as well here and kind of take a lead on the scorecards.
It's a stock car race. That's when you put the pedal to the metal, you know.
Well, and again, we see Colton taking just a little bit extra time on this one, just a tad. And I'm judging by the way he jumped at the line. He liked that one.
Another heat-seeking missile on that one. 7-8 was up for half a second, but it thought better of it and fell.
This caliber of bowler feels it. I
Yeah.
think these guys will agree with me. When that thing comes off your fingers, you just know.
He definitely knew he threw a good ball. And if he does leave the 7-8, that's just a bad break because that is a pretty good pocket hit. And as you said before, that rotation is just doing a lot of work, and it did. It took out the 7-8 with the extra spin on those pins that were flying around, and they do fly around here.
Whoa.
Another solid ball there. That one leaving the ringing 5
Take
pin.
that all day, won't you, Billy?
Oh, yeah, certainly, especially in the position he's in the game right now. He didn't need the double. He just needs to keep marking. You never want to leave an opportunity for a guy like Randy to come back.
And again, all over that 5 pin.
The score for this game just went up.
Yeah, oh, yes.
So Goo's on a pace for 167, which, as you gentlemen stated earlier, was probably predictable.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to my boxing analogy. Randy's behind on the scorecards. He's got to be looking for the knockout. He's going to be looking to throw some heavy haymaking strikes here to get back in the match.
And he's more than capable of doing that. In his quarterfinal match, he threw a triple to really solidify a game that was close.
Got away with that one, a really light pitch. It could have been 5 or 6. The whole right side kicked out to lead the single 7.
That was an ugly,
Right.
great break.
Yeah, oh, yes. If you're Randy now, you're looking to score, you're thinking, I need to mark. If I mark out without a double, I get to the 150s. Colton with a count ball is already in the 150s, so he just needs to take care of business right now, give himself a chance.
He threw that one well out there.
Yeah.
That was not going to slide by to the left.
Joe, you were talking before about the snap that these two put on their ball with the velocity. It looks like he came over the top of that first ball. It was more of, didn't have that same snap on it.
Well, we call it short arming it just a little bit. But if you watch, his release is so easy to see. A lot of people, it's hard to see because it's quick. But his hand, he just flips that wrist and fingers.
That ball definitely had the snap on it.
He
Couldn't
snapped
carry
that one.
the
I was
forward.
actually watching his hand and his fingers after you guys said that. You could see his wrist come up straight through it. A little unlucky to leave a single on that one, but you'll always take 9.
Randy can still shoot 168 if he
Yeah.
makes this and throws
Right.
a 4-bagger. And you got Colton in that range.
Yeah. Doesn't need strikes yet, but it could be getting to that point if Colton throws another mark. Randy converts there.
Farlow with back-to-back singles. I don't want to say it might not be enough right now.
He's treading water, but
very
he's still there. Yeah, he's still afloat.
Colton Gu definitely put a very significant nail in the coffin here.
You have to remember, though, Randy can shoot 177. It doesn't look like it, but he can.
No extra kick on that one.
Possible opening there, 2-4-6.
There was a case where I think the speed of the ball, I don't know if you thought you noticed it. I just think he threw that first ball
A little quick.
a few mile an hour
Just
quicker.
a little quick.
And it just pushes. It doesn't flip the pins.
Good effort there on the second ball. Colton looking to clean up wood here. He does so.
So Farlow right now is down 27 pins with a mark up. So he's got some work to do,
Yeah.
and he's got to hope at this point that Goo gives him some more wind, some little more breathing room.
He needed that, though. He needed that open there. A strike there, it's probably over. Another count and a spare. Looking
You're
pretty
in a
grim as well.
position. You're actually in a position where Colton's got to open both frames and Randy's got to mark both
It's
frames.
just about that. That's about right. And if he doesn't, then Farlow's forced to throw
The
strikes.
The advantage here is that if Colton opens, Randy can mark in the 9th and 10th and put the pressure on him.
Ooh.
Little opening there as well. He got
Ooh.
pulled up a little bit on that one. He'd say
Yeah,
that too, I
He
think.
got to the line too quick that time.
Well, that ball picked up speed. You know,
Yeah.
it's just you got to take a deep breath and
So now Farlow's thinking, I got a chance.
Right. Colton's going to put a shot on this, though.
What did you say, Billy?
I've seen him do it too
What
many
was that
times.
you
I've been.
saying?
We grew up
You know-
together at Village Lanes. I've seen him do the same thing too many times.
all honesty, I would rather you have to make that shot that he just made to
Than make
beat
a
me
single?
than make the 5-7-10.
Absolutely.
I
Mhm.
will guarantee you the 5-7-10's made as much, if not more, than that shot.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tough one.
Well, now that he's made it, it's strike time for Randy Farlow. He's striking out. You
Yeah,
said he
yeah.
could shoot 177. He's going to
Yeah.
need to because right now Colton's in the 160s with a load.
Yeah. The worry here for Randy is that he puts too much behind the ball. It's a good one. Leaves a
That
5 pin.
practically did it. I mean,
Yep.
honestly, if he makes that and strikes out, he's
He needs
got
a triple and
57.
hope for the two load or something crazy to happen.
Yeah, real
I don't
crazy.
know,
Well,
Late booster on the ball. I don't know.
No. If he makes this and throws a double in the 10th, he can get into the mid 160s and still put Goo on a mark.
All right.
I mean, that's a big
You're
if.
an
That's
optimist.
a big if. I mean, yeah. But he needs this.
All right.
Still treading water, like I
He's
said before.
just hanging in there.
Not dead yet.
Nope.
But you'd have to agree, Billy, this ball
Oh, this has to be a strike.
needs to be a strike.
Yeah.
If he were to triple, and we saw him do that a week or so ago, Colton would actually need a spare.
If
To
he
beat him.
doubles and 8s here, double and 8, double and 9, or triple, Colton needs a mark. But
That right there is.
didn't throw the
I
first
think
one.
that's going to seal it. This is a done deal.
Yep.
Farlow
GG.
cannot get to where Colton Goo already is.
Correct.
Unless there's something disastrous in the 10 frame
He
waiting
would
for
have to
Colton.
fall
Not that
down.
I'm wishing it, but mathematically, Randy
Yeah,
makes this
yeah.
with a strike load.
Goo
He
needs
don't
a
mo-
one.
Oh!
That's
Not-
twice in-
The
twice in
shot
same
that's never
game.
made was just made twice.
Not dead yet. And Randy just gave it to Billy Kuntz here.
Randy.
No, he dedicated
I'm
that shot
sorry.
to Joe. He
That
said
was
nobody
Randy
makes
right
that.
here.
For you
My
right
bad.
now.
But Brady said him and Colton just proved that two people can make it in the same game.
Must have 10 on this ball here to have any chance.
That was made on back-to-back
That,
boxes.
yeah, same lane. That's pretty absurd. This is a strike, I would imagine. That's number 9. Another 9.
All right, so he's still mathematically alive here.
Yeah. That's true.
152. Colton needs 9 pins between his fill and his 10 frame for the victory and the championship.
For Randy to win, he's going to have to bounce this off his ankle.
Yeah, basically, yes.
So five load here is a done deal.
Well, that was
How about
Or
that?
a strike.
that
a
was
strike would
that
do
was a
it, too.
decisive ball. more than enough.
The right way to finish it, huh?
Yep.
So it is the right way to finish
I
it.
told you that one was going to get up and scoring, and Randy got to 52, and I think I said if he knew when he had 78 to 6, he had to mark out to have a chance. He did what he needed to. He couldn't get the double, unfortunately, and Colton took care of business.
Got to 53, and that means we are going to have our inaugural Preakness Classic individual champion, Colton Goo. And as soon as Colton is done with his game, which is probably going to be 2 more strikes if I had to guess, we're going to have one of our commentators, Mr. Jim Kaufman, interview Colton, talk about his run through the quarterfinals, semifinals, and now this final match against Randy Farlow. I guess, unfortunately for Randy, Colton's last name wasn't Kruger.
This is true, yeah. He took out Clan Kruger, but Goo was a bridge too far. Oh,
Yeah,
probably a good time for that. Yeah.
The final score of 173 for Colton Goo to 152 for Randy Farlow. And as we promised, Jim Kaufman is going to have a few words with the champion.
Where are you going, Dave?
Gentlemen,
Where are you going?
we have completed the individual portion of this tournament. Very unique tournament setup, team format, and then individuals can move on to this championship round out of the team format. So very cool format. Duckpin TV kind of originated it, and we're very happy to see the Preakness Classic take our style and bring it down south. Right now we're going to turn it over to Jim Kaufman, who is with our winner, Colton Goo, and tournament chairperson, David Richardson. Over to you, Jim.
All right, I am here with our inaugural Preakness Duckpin Classic singles champion, Colton Goo. Here to present his prize is David Richardson.
Colton, you really showed a lot of class, and I know this wasn't easy, huh? But you had a big crowd here cheering you on. You were everybody's favorite here. You did it well done. On behalf of the Maryland Jockey Club and Maryland Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association, I want to congratulate you for being a champion. All righty.
Thank you, David. Come on over here, Colton. And we were talking before we started our singles championships here. Had a lot of tournament victories in the youth as an individual team. Now you've added this to your resume. What are your thoughts?
Feels good to be a winner again. It was a hard battle. Came from 4th all the way to the top. Hard battle.
You were neck and neck with Randy Farlow after 4 frames. What are you thinking when that close of a match against that high quality of a bowler? What are your thoughts on the lanes?
Just dig down deep and try to find something to push you, and just do the basics. Slow and easy, get the ball out. Take your time.
I got to ask one more thing. Everyone's wearing orange around here, and you've got the Bronx Bombers shirt on. What's the story behind that?
Die-hard Yankee fan.
So am I, so I can appreciate that. But we'll just keep that between us. Congratulations again, Colton. Is your team still alive in the tournament? So at least you had your championship. Can sleep in tomorrow, come back and enjoy the rest of the weekend, and congratulations again. All right, thank you. Back to you guys.
And once again, from Mount Airy Lanes in Mount Airy, Maryland, I'd like to thank Jim Kaufman, Joe Rainier, Billy Coots, our executive producer, Brian Ewing. I am Pat Rufo. We hope you enjoyed Duckpin TV's presentation of the Preakness Classic individual finals. Congratulations once again to our winner, Colton Goo, our finalists, Randy Farlow. Stay tuned for upcoming coverage on Duckpin TV and YouTube page, our Duckpin TV YouTube page and Facebook for the coverage of the inaugural Preakness Classic Team Championships. Thank you and good night.